Alright, so here's Algebra 1. This is homework 5-6. Okay. Solving systems, and remember I'm looking for zero pairs. Now these ones are going to be a little trickier because it's going to be harder for me to find my zero pairs. Looks like I'm going to have to be multiplying both equations by something. If I multiply this equation by 2 and I multiply this equation by a -3, I came up with those numbers because I'm looking for coefficients of +6 and -6. That'll make those values cancel out. So I have 6x minus 10y is equal to -4. I have -6x minus 18y is going to be equal to -24. So by multiplying this by 2, I have a coefficient of 6. By multiplying this by -3, I have a coefficient of -6. That gives me my zero pair that cancels out. So then I have -28 y's are equal to -28. Divide by -28, that's very convenient. Y is equal to 1. Choose either equation to solve. I'm going to say 2x plus 6 times 1 is equal to 8. 2x plus 6 is equal to 8 minus 6 minus 6. 2x is equal to 2. So x has a value of 1. Therefore, my ordered pair is over 1, up 1. And remember, you can test it. 2 times 1 plus 6 times 1, that equals 8. 3 times 1 minus 5 times 1, that equals -2. Alright, let's take a look at these next equations. I have a zero pair here. Well, I have opposites here and smaller numbers here. So you get to choose. Should we cancel out our x's or our y's? We'll go ahead and just do our x's and keep the numbers smaller. I'll multiply this by a -5, and I'll multiply this equation by a +2. This gives me 10x minus 30y is equal to 10. And for my second equation, -10x, there's my zero pair, minus 10y is equal to -50. And I add my equations. My x's cancel out, and I have -40y's is equal to -40. Divide by -40, divide by -40, my y has a value of 1. Okay, so I'll go and substitute back into, I'll use this equation. So 2 times x plus 2 times y is equal to 10. 2x plus 2 is equal to 10. 2x is equal to 8. I subtracted 2 from each side. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X has a value of 4. Therefore, the solution where those two graphs intersect is over 4 and up 1. -4, +3, What do you think for a zero pair? What should we do? Let's go ahead and multiply this equation by a 3. Can you tell what I'm going for? And we're going to multiply this equation by a 4. So let's see, this one will give me 12 x's minus 8 y's is equal to 32. Here I'll have negative 12x's minus 9y's is equal to 15. When I add those two equations together, my x's make a zero pair. My y's are 17 y's are equal to, and if I have negative 32 plus 15, these have all been working out the same way. Have you noticed that? I always think I'm in really big high numbers, but look at what's worked out all three times. Coincidence? Alright, we'll choose this equation. 3x minus 2 times 1 is equal to negative 8. So 3x minus 2 is equal to negative 8. Add 2 to each side. 3x is equal to negative 6 divided by 3, and x is equal to negative 2. Therefore, my solution is negative 2, 1. Alright, take a look at 13. What is the solution to this system? Now again, you've got a couple choices. You could go ahead and solve. You can plug and check and see if you put numbers in. Interesting, it looks like if I solve for my x, see how there's a repeat in my y's? It looks like if I solve for my x, I can get my answer by just doing less math. So let's go ahead and cancel out y's. I'm going to multiply this one by 3 to give me 9x plus 6y is equal to 3. And then we're going to multiply this one, negative 2. So it's going to give me negative 8x minus 6y. There's my zero pair. And that's going to be is equal to positive 4. Cancel out my y's. Remember, I want to solve for my x. So I get 1x is equal to 7. Guess what? Because each of the x's are unique, I can stop there. Now if I want to test it, because I'm nervous, I can go ahead and say, alright, let's try 3 times 7 plus 2 times negative 10. Does that equal 1? Yes, ma'am. Alright, how about 4 times 7 plus 3 times negative 10. Does that equal negative 2? Good news. I found the right answer. Alright, let's see what this is. For this system, x's and y's and constants all lined up, which variable would you eliminate first and why? There's no wrong answer. Just explain what you would do. So this is interesting. When I look at my x's, I have to do 2 steps. Multiply 1 by this equation by 2, and this equation by negative 3, or negative 2 and positive 3. I would eliminate my y's, because with one step, that's going to be multiplying my second equation by 5. One step will give a zero pair. Remember, those are opposites. Alright, a student solved a system of linear equation using elimination. Describe and correct the error. Oh dear, okay. So he's got his x's, his y's, his constants lined up. Multiply the top equation by 2. He did a good job. Multiply the bottom equation by 3. Uh-oh. That's his mistake. If we're going to multiply this by 3, this should be 9y. So let's see, that would be 6x minus 10y is equal to 8. Negative 6x plus 9y should be equal to 6. That was correct. Negative y is equal to 14. Y is equal to 14. So when I solve for x, I'm going to put 14 in for y. So I have 6x minus 10 times 14 is equal to 8. 6x minus 140 is equal to 8. Bring in the calculator. And I have plus 140 plus 140. So I have 6x is equal to 148. 148 divided by 6. Oh dear. Doesn't go in even the math. Crack. Enter. 74 thirds. Let's go back and see if I made a mistake. So 6x, 10y, 8. Multiply each side by 3. Negative y, 14. X is negative 14. So this is negative 14. So this is positive 140. This is minus 140. Minus. So we have 8. Clear that out. 8 minus 140 is going to give me negative 132. Divide that by 6. Oh, I like that better. Minus 22. That's a better answer. So my solution is negative 22 and negative, remember, 14. All right? Good job. Come to class ready for some application and real life scenarios.